Prediction Podcast. And just after one day, we're back with another episode.
Back. Got a lot of ground to cover.
So, this time around, we have a very special case of Ole to talk about. Few of our prediction got right for him. So like we predicted that you both predicted that United will be out of the group stage of the Champions League. They are out, and we didn't predict on the podcast, but we actually knew that he will be out of the Carabao Cup also. So both are right. Now, are they in the title race or is it just a fluke? And what about Bruno Fernandes? Perhaps the biggest signing of United in the last few years.
Undoubtedly. So first of all, I would categorically want to state that when United had won their first three Champions League games, had two games coming up against Istanbul Basaksehir, we predicted then that they will not qualify for the knockout stages. Then we knew that there were multiple possibilities in which they would screw up, and they did. So we get our United right. But a very interesting topic today, and I will reserve my views and let my dear friend Jatta, because he had United in his top four. I had United not even in my top six. So I'll let JT go. JT, what do you think? Are they championship favorite? Are they going to win the Premier League or are they flukes?
They're definitely flukes. They're not going to win the Premier League. I don't think there's any chance that United will win the Premier League. They've had a lot of luck going there with this season. A lot of decisions that have gone their way, and Tivu mentioned a very interesting stat the other day about United, wherein there have been just two matches, I think, wherein VAR has not been involved in United's win
So,
since the start of last season.
so
Right?
two from 10 wins where VAR has not been involved in a United win. So complete. They're playing on luck and they are playing on diving in the box, getting the penalties. Like
But
you saw that clip where Pogba was asking Shaw to dive. He was literally asking Shaw to dive.
yeah, typical Pogba. But I think credit where credit's due. I think in the recent matches they've looked very strong on the counter attack, like really really strong. I think they're one of the best teams on the counter. And they destroyed Leeds on the counter. They destroyed Everton on the counter. Um, they looked really strong against City yesterday on the counter. And you could see that City was scared, and City play a little cautiously with United these days because so strong on the counter. So there has been an improvement in form, and that is primarily down to one player, just one player. You take him out of the equation, and that team is going to collapse, and that's why they're not championship material. They're not even close to being championship material. And I think if you look at their gameplay, there's nothing in it. There's no constructive attacks. There's no you don't get you get a feeling when you look at City or Liverpool that this is a team that's done it consistently. You look at United, they'll have 5 minutes in a game where they'll play well. 10 minutes in a game where Rashford will suddenly get the ball, make a 50-yard run, cut past two defenders, lay it off for Martial or someone, and they'll score. That's how they've been winning games. Good on counter, good in spells, but definitely not sustainable. I don't think they're going to finish top four. I don't think they're going to finish top six. I still think that because the way they're winning, it's not sustainable. They are going to fall. How many matches have they come back and won? They were trailing in the first 8 games of the season. They came back to win the games. Very patchy. There's no style or substance to this United team. It's just a bunch of players who play well for 10-minute periods, and they're winning now, but they're going to start losing really soon. It's the Chelsea opposite.
Right, and I don't think Ole's got that managerial ability or the technical prowess to get the best out of the United team. Right now, they're just relying on Bruno Fernandes to get that magical ball, or Rashford to get that ball through to someone to score. Uske alawa, I don't think they have anything else, as Champy said, right? So I I don't think there's any way that they're going to win the Premier League. They, but I still stand by that they might get into the top four, but definitely not winning the Premier League.
But this is
You guys know how
what
many penalties have they got?
they got like
Huh?
33. I don't like 33. कितना था? But
They have got
23 penalties in 59 games.
that's a penalty more than every other game.
Mm.
But you can't. I mean, you can't fault them for that, right? Like you've created technology
Mm.
which is built to stop this, and if that technology is awarding them penalties, that's not their fault. We could have put the fault on Howard Webb, right? He was a referee, biased. He got United to win. They have created a bloody multi-million-dollar technology to ensure this doesn't happen, and if that's not their fault per se. But I think if you want to really study United and the reason why they're up top and whether it's sustainable is the fact that Bruno Fernandes had a shit game against City yesterday, and you could see the impact. And you know that it's a one player team, like one person team. And it's not because he scores goals or he creates goals, but because of the leadership that he brings on the field. There's no other leader in this current Manchester United team. Apart from Edinson Cavani is a bit of a leader, but he is everything for them. Everything. And we discussed this at the start of the season. That anything happens to him, United are screwed. And will he be able to sustain this level of performance is the question given the congested fixture list. And I don't think they can. Everyone else falls apart when he's not in the center of the pitch. He's the one doing everything, orchestrating all of the goals. How many? I think he has had one goal contribution per game for since the time he's joined United.
Mm.
It's incredible. And kudos to whoever scouted him. Because before coming to United, we didn't know about Bruno Fernandes. The Portuguese knew he was brilliant, but the wider football world didn't know about him. But he had a sensational season before he joined United. And then to carry that on, he has the personality. He has the personality, and he's going to be a phenomenal player. He still is a phenomenal player, but I don't think United are like they're really like a very very scrappily put together team. And what Ole does, like JT, what you said, like all he does is he'll put 11 players on the pitch, and he'll hope they play well. There's no style, no substance, nothing. And so I think while like it's good to see Ole always at the wheel because the car is going nowhere or the bus is going nowhere or whatever they're sitting in is going nowhere. But I just think this is complete utter fluke and United are not even going to finish in the top four.
What do you think about the Van de Beek situation? I think he's leaving in January.
Like I got criticized a lot for calling Bakayoko a fantastic player, but this is beyond believable, right, JT? Like we were so excited, Van de Beek.
And we mentioned this, right? Ki Van de Beek ko khilayenge kahan pe? They don't have a spot for him in the starting 11. And United the last few matches he hasn't even started.
No.
Last match I think he started was against West Ham.
Exactly. And
so there's a chance that he might leave in January only. Might go on loan or might be sold.
I hope he's sold. That is a fantastic player being destroyed. Think of a player who comes from Ajax, having had the two best seasons of his life, probably the best player of the Champions League 2 years back, right? He comes and he's being constantly replaced by someone like Fred and a youngster like Scotty McTominay. I don't think it's the right environment for him. He's not going anywhere. And like the style that Ole plays football is not for him. He fits into a system. Ole doesn't have a system. I hope he goes to somewhere like Dortmund or even a Leipzig or some club which plays a system. Maybe Pochettino will go for him. He's looking for someone like either a Dele Alli or a Donny van de Beek, but he's a talent wasted at United and he's never going to shine.
Okay. So what's the final conclusion of the Ole thing?
But this is not a debate. Like Ole is going nowhere. We had to beat Ole. He's going nowhere. Yeah. I don't mind his approach to coaching. But
so what if something like Leicester happens? Like Leicester situation happens? Like everyone was thinking.
Think of where United have come down to. I think United winning the league is being compared to Leicester winning the league. I think that's aptly put. That's what that should be the odds, like 5,000 to 1 for United to win the Premier League.
Like everyone is thinking like someday, like tomorrow they are going to fault, but they'll just keep on winning. They're coming back from like 2-0 down against Southampton, na? 2-0 down, and they won 3-2. These are the games. So
I think I just don't see that happening. I'll put money on United. very attractive. What you said is fantastic, right? I don't think anyone's putting money on them to win the Premier League. So I'll put money on them just in case if they win and like I have to cry, then I have at least money to hedge. But no way on earth, no way on earth. तू लिख ले, तू मीटिंग ये रिकॉर्ड कर ले, ये बार बार लूप पे चलाना. But United are not going to win the Premier League, and I don't think they're going to finish top 4.
Okay. Same JT.
Definitely not winning the league. Might finish top 4, but definitely not winning the league. And I hope Ole stays as the coach.
Absolutely,
Hope
big
he's
Ole
staying.
fans.
Okay. Chalo guys. See you all in the next episode.
Next episode.
Thanks for coming.
Awesome.